In what ways does my product develop or challenge different forms of conventions? Trailer. The genre I've used for my final trailer is supernatural. As I thought through my research of supernatural trailers and gory horrors, supernatural was the most effective one to do. I learnt the key conventions between the two subgenres, allowing me to follow the forms and conventions of supernatural. For my trailer, I've analysed Paranormal Activity, Insidious and Blair Witch Project, as the use of handheld footage works really well, and this is why I've done this in my trailer, because it gives it a more professional finish and is effective and meets the audience's needs. However, I have challenged a convention by using one female who gets possessed, as in majority of supernatural films a man and a woman are used as the main characters. If I was to criticise this trailer and redo the trailer, I would involve more characters as it creates more disequilibrium. This creates disequilibrium as it will reveal more of the story using different scenes. I have developed the idea of using one character in order to attract the audience even further by involving a necklace as part of the film, so I have delivered something different by challenging the forms and conventions. When designing my trailer, I had the intentions of using a necklace as I felt this could be the source of disruption within the film. However, making the necklace look useful in the trailer and showing the scene of possession I felt was hard, as I didn't want to reveal too much of the story. To overcome this, at the start of the trailer I added a scene of her walking home when suddenly she steps on something which appears to be the necklace. As the trailer slows down to build up tension after this scene, weird things start happening to her. For example, the lights start flickering and banging from the attic. I felt these ideas worked well as she was home alone and had no one to help her. The use of an evil presence is a key convention of Paranormal Activity, as the male in the movie tries to catch the demon and the woman is panicking and getting more scared. This created vulnerability as the male does not believe it. Another convention I challenged strongly was the use of an Indian being possessed, because stereotypically in most Hollywood films within this genre there is a white actor. Due to using an Indian being possessed, I feel that the trailer may not look believable. The female in my trailer has been represented negatively, as she is the one who is being possessed, which shows she is weak as she is being targeted. I decided to add a scene of the female speaking to a friend, as she doesn't believe her, and the more she thinks about it the worse it will get. Throughout my primary research, I gathered that trailers use a non-linear order, which is a typical convention to confuse the audience and draw them in, as it creates an enigma. If I was to redo my trailer, I would tell the story backwards, from showing her being possessed to how it all happened. I think this will work well, as it creates more of a disequilibrium towards the audience. However, in my trailer I have challenged this convention by showing the audience how she gets possessed, strange things that start happening to her, and then actually being possessed. This idea is typical within the supernatural genre, as Paranormal Activity follows this convention greatly. This makes the trailer look more realistic, making it more effective to the audience, as it will create more fear and terror. However, I have developed on this by also using fixed shots in the appropriate places where it is necessary to do so. For example, as parts of my trailer used still shots to establish the scene is about the person, and then using a handheld position from their point of view. I used this at the start of my trailer to establish the person and location of her walking home, and then doing it from her point of view to her establishing the necklace. I used a variety of shot types throughout the construction of my trailer, as I used handheld camera shots, close-up and long shots. I gathered from research that it was typically conventional to use handheld footage to create a sense of realism and disequilibrium. Towards the end of my trailer I included a montage which is used to show quick snappy scenes in a short amount of time. I got the idea from Scream 4, as I thought that this was really effective even though it's not a supernatural film. To do this I had to film a couple of scenes and speed up the pace using Final Cut Pro. Also, to frighten the audience more, I added a crash metal sound on important scenes such as the montage scene. It works perfectly, creating tension and making the audience jump in fear.